All right, this viewer requested a twin flames natal chart analysis. Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host. Now we did recently do this person's natal chart, so we're not gonna do it again because we just recently did it. But we are gonna look at his more so to see if there are any connections. His ascendant and first house is Aries with Taurus. Aries is very forward moving, very focused. And they have a lot of sun energy in this house, and Aries is a fire sign. They got the East Point and the Ascendant. Now, Taurus is his motto is I have. So Taurus likes to have things. He's earthy. He likes to have things. Tauruses can be very strong, but also can be very stubborn. It just depends. In love, if they're loyal to you, they can be very loyal. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So that's how we're starting off with this person's ascendant. Now we'll go into the second house, and as you can see, Gemini is right there. Well, Gemini is all about communications. The third house is ruled by Geminis, communications, education, lower education, uh, creativity. It can, I believe, a person's belief, what they believe, or what they. No, I take that back. I think it's what they think, not necessarily what they believe. Two different things, but it's a thought. Person who uses their mind, a thought. I think deals with multitasking a lot and can see two different sides because that's a twin nature. They can see two different sides of an issue. Now that's in the second house ruled by Taurus, which is finances. So right away, they're equating this person's Taurus personality with being financially conscious, but also it's kind of based on relationships. And as we study more, this chart is based on Gemini couples. As we study this person's chart a little bit more, we'll find out more. Third house, ruled by Gemini, has Cancer in it. So he's connected to his family. He's always talking about his family. Now, there may be a struggles, but he's got Mars retrograde. And retrograde can be past life. And he also has Juno retrograde, which implies infidelity. Now, because Juno is retrograde, you could say infidelity in a past life. But I tend to say, it could be just imply infidelity. I don't always go past life. But it's something to, be aware of. And this is in the third house of communications. There was some type of infidelity, some type of struggle. And see, when you see 6-9, you say, well, that's the family sign. But what I'm saying is you're starting to learn about soul families. If you've been listening to this channel, I've been showing you soul families in the natal chart. And again, I got more information on private on all these subjects. And just to keep my channel at a certain number of videos, a lot of stuff had to go on private, but they can still be seen for any donation amount. So it's not a big deal. It's only a big deal when you're dealing with somebody that doesn't like to contribute, but they're on your channel taking your information. That makes me laugh. So all that information, all of soul families, all the dark sides, the twin flames, and all that stuff, I put all that stuff on private just to keep this channel even with what I'm putting out for people that are interested in twin flames. Because some people don't want to know about soul families, as crazy as it is. See, me, I don't understand how people are on this twin flame journey, but they don't want to know the whole journey. They just want, oh, where's my twin? Forget everybody else. Forget everything else. Forget why I'm really here. Where's my twin? And that's why they're probably never going to connect with their twin. And when they do connect with their twin, it's going to be very quick and going to be out of there because they're not understanding. This is a journey. You got to know about your soul family. You got to know everything. You got to know about past lives, which is why you see these retrogrades. So that's why I said that was one of the main reasons why I put that in, because I was watching the numbers. Some people were into it, some people weren't. And I like to keep it even flow. Even if you watch the way I do my cards, I keep everything even flow. I'm not the type to let people just walk up to me and go, hey, what about this? What about that? No, back up. Back up. I got to keep the flow. The energy has to go one way. I'm not going to let you divert the energy somewhere else. And that's how you get really good readings. You don't let anybody interject and all that. You get the questions in the beginning, and you go right through the reading. And let the angels talk. The angels stay in control, not the people. So that's why everything went private. Those videos went private. But they're still available. Now, so you got some type of family thing going on. It was some type of infidelity and some type of struggle. But both of those auras are implying past life. But I wouldn't just say that. You just have to be aware. Gotta remember, a lot of times, whoever we were in our past life, we tend to bring that into the new life, the present life. And sometimes you're supposed to go to the south node. The south node will always be opposite the true north node. But a lot of times people stay at the true north node because they feel comfortable there. And the angels have to come, or the planets have to come and force you to go into the south node. Otherwise, you'll stay where you feel comfortable, which is basically they'll force you to go into the true node, the true north node, excuse me. Otherwise, you'll stay near the soft node because you feel more comfortable. That's your past life. Fourth house is Leo, 22 degrees, twin flame number with the moon. And then Leo is a sun sign. But moon rules. The moon would rule the fourth house anyway because Cancer rules the fourth house and the moon rules Cancer. So you can see there's a very complicated soul family type situation going on with twin flame or romance undertones. So we're going to put this on pause and I'll be back. All right, let us continue. All right, so we did his fourth house with Leo. The fourth house. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to stay there for a little bit again. All right, so he's got this divine masculine with Leo's sun energy and this divine feminine with a moon sun energy going on. And then he's using that for healing and it's retrograde, so we can assume it's past life healing. All right. So it's kind of unique, but again, we're dealing with a soul family, obviously. So that's why it gets kind of hard, because when you think family, you think of just family, like mom, dad, sisters, maybe some relatives. But a lot of times it's tapped into your twin. And again, right now I'm just telling you what's in this chart. I'm not saying these two people are twins or nothing like that. We're going to see. Sometimes they're soulmates. We'll see. The charts will tell us, but we got to wait. But I still have to tell you what I see. So let's do the fourth house first, and then we still got to do Leo. Because they're taking Leo energy, that romantic energy from the fifth house, and putting it in the fourth house. Fourth house, higher education.
Comment to me was,
excuse me for a moment.
Punishing me for something my dad is doing.
All right, so fourth house, higher education, family, health, the heart, vehicles or travel, transportation. The Imum Coeli is the fourth house. So whoever played a mother figure to him in his mind is his Imum Coeli. It's going to affect your subconscious. And that's what the moon does. And the moon rules the sign of Cancer. Cancer is the fourth house. So if you notice, that's the communication again. Because now his Cancer is in the third house of communication. Then you got Gemini, the twins. And then you got Leo, which is romantic travel. He rules the fifth house. Romantic travel. Fun. Childlike behavior. Children. Childbearing. Creativity. Taking risks. So they got all that going on. And that's why I said it's a family thing, but it's also a relationship thing. all going on in the fourth house, and then you got Chiron healing. So because the Leo is ruled by the sun, and Cancer, the fourth house, is ruled by the moon, and the moon is right there, you have the divine feminine and divine masculine. So you're going to have that mother-son relationship. And when you understand metaphysics and a relationship like that, uh, sometimes you'll see a situation where a woman is with a man, they're in a relationship, but she does kind of take like a motherly relationship to him. You know, maybe doing some of the things he could do on his own, but she does it because she's taking, instead of her taking like a wife or a spouse relationship, she's taking on a motherly relationship. And certain things he should be doing on his own, she's doing it because she's still playing that motherly role. So that's what's going on in the fourth house. And we already explained the fifth house because Leo's right there. So your fifth house is about Virgo healing. Now Virgo is about health, healing, and service. So if you notice, you have nothing in your fifth house but Virgo. But the bottom line is about healing, and the energy is being shared. So we're getting ready to go into Virgo, and then right again you see relationships. So this dude definitely has like relationship issues because it's just the way that his chart is. He's got relationship issues, and they're trying to heal it with nurturing and with Virgo. All right. So fifth house with Virgo healing takes you into the sixth house, which is ruled by Virgo, so it's still about healing with the relationship. So there's definitely some relationship going on either in this life or the past life. And then the vertex cross is a soul portal, but it also signifies this will be a significant event, a significant meeting or a significant event. And since it's in Virgo, we know that that meeting will have something to do with healing of the relationship with Libra, and also finances. Also finances are there. Because everybody, like Jupiter is really like, Jupiter's like the universal father who's all about marriage. And that's why he's the father of daughter. But just like he's the father of Venus, just like Venus is very romantic and all about love and forgiveness and diplomacy and beauty. But her father is Jupiter. And Jupiter also will try to help out with bringing a union together, helping the union go. And Jupiter will try to get you money if you don't have it. So that's what you see going on in this house, in sixth house of healing of the relationship and blessing them with money as well. And Jupiter also can be luck, expansion, something growing, something getting better or increasing. Like, and this is like the healing of the relationship will get better in the sixth house. And it also deals with the home, because I keep telling you, it's a family matter as well. Now you go into the eighth house, and this is Pluto and Scorpio. So this is a true Scorpion situation. Scorpio, like I said, highly sexual, primordial, secretive, transforming, occultic. The eighth house has to do with sex, power, fleshly actions, animals, hidden knowledge, esoteric, forbidden knowledge, other people's money, past life money, debt, and taxes as well, I believe. And Mars used to rule Scorpio. Now Mars rules Aries, but there you can see the Aries energy or the Mars energy working with the Scorpio Pluto energy. Okay, that is houses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's back up. The seventh house is the house of relationship. So that's not the eighth house. And in your relationship, that's how you know I said it's twin souls. because they have both Mercury and Pluto, and the seventh house, which is Libra. So this is gonna be, like I said, this is an eighth house relationship, because Pluto rules Scorpio, Scorpio rules the eighth house. So this is like a deep soul relationship, and I'm talking about his chart. Again, the person I requested this, it may be talking about her, it may not, but this is what this guy really is into. And she was talking about the energy and stuff like that. Now you can see why. So we did your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh house. Now we're going to go the other way. We're going to your 12th house, which again is ruled by Pisces. And if you see, Pisces is in your 11th house, which is ruled by Aquarius, and deals with friendships, groups, and associations. And the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, which deals with anything that's spiritual, or a lot of Scorpion stuff, anything that's hidden, unknown, secretive, buildings, police, incarceration, hospitals, psychological counseling. This is all the 12th house. So when you have Aries in that house, you're gonna have an aggressive, forward moving energy. And if Pisces is, it all depends on what Pisces is doing, because Aries is gonna amplify that energy. So however Pisces is choosing to deal with the concerns of the 12th house, Aries is going to help out, but it's always going to be forward moving. So you have to be mindful of that, because some people don't like Aries energy. They want it to be more passive, but Aries energy is going to be aggressive. Now, when you go to the 11th house, ruled by Aquarius, you have Pisces there. So this is friends and associations. But you have Venus. So Venus is bringing love, diplomacy, forgiveness, beauty. And it's also of a spiritual nature, because Pisces is a spiritual sign. So this person is bringing all the spiritual Venus energy into friends, families, and associates. Going to the 10th house, which is supposed to be the house of career. But if you notice, his medium coeli, whenever you see medium coeli in the 9th house, is usually a female, or it's a male who has a like female feminine energy to really help out the relationship. So we'll talk about that when we get there. So now in this 10th house, ruled by Capricorn, Aquarius is there. Because again, Aquarius works with friends, associates, and groups. Aquarius wants to find ways to make life better for the community or for people. And Saturn wants to standardize everything. So this person may have had a job like setting standards. Either they had a job setting and or enforcing standards, or they had a job or do have a job like that, or will have a job like that. Because your natal chart goes all the way back to when you're born till your time is up on Earth. And then in there they have Curus, nurturing, the nurturer, the motherly nurturer. And then in number 17 is very repeating in this house. And then a little retrograde. But little retrograde is going to use the energy of Aquarius with the wanting to make standards energy of Saturn. So she's basically saying it's okay to be enlightened, but we still have to standardize everything. And that's why I think this person has, or will have a job enforcing standards or making them. All right. The ninth house with medium coeli. We're going to try to solve this mystery of medium coeli in the ninth house. Now, Pallas is the asteroid for defense, but it's feminine. The sun in Capricorn in the ninth house. Capricorn tries to maintain order. Now, the ninth house is all about travel, foreign things, culture, philosophy, religion, your higher self. And the sun rules Leo, and that's what Leo wants to do. Leo wants to go have fun, and they put Leo in your fourth house of family. So once again, well, in his fourth house of family. So once again, you see that Capricorn Cancer connection, which is why he should study Santos. That information will be on the free natal forum that's coming. And just click on Santos. Go to the one video he does standing in front of the astrology board, and he does another video sitting in the car. I think he explains that whole Capricorn Cancer connection. So this person is also an idealist with Neptune direct, and they're also very independent. And see, one thing about Neptune and Uranus, because Uranus makes you independent, but they both deal with number 5 numerology, because number 5 numerology is about telepathy, and that's why they're connected, him and her, because if you notice, he's got Neptune in the ninth house, which is ruled by Sagittarius, and she has Neptune in Sagittarius. So that's why they have telepathy. They can dream about each other, and then that's her true north node. So that would definitely show a type of soulmate connection. And the soulmate is anybody that's in your soul group. A twin soul is a person who's the actual opposite, actual reflection of you. All right, so that's basically is a ninth house. And again, so communication is good in that house. But this guy really wants to travel. He's idealistic. He wants to go. He wants to learn. He wants to talk about what he's learning. And then Vesta energy deals with the home. It deals with family. It deals with pregnancy. It deals with the furnace of the home or the heater of the home. And it can deal with being pregnant. So once again, you can see it's a lot of feminine energy in that house. Okay, finally, his eighth house is the underground house. It's ruled by Scorpio, but Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and he's got Sagittarius or his higher self in the eighth house. And if you notice, his true north node is Sagittarius, and her true north node is Sagittarius. So that's why you see they had these connections. They definitely have a soul connection going on. It's a soul family connection. You can also say soulmate if you want. And that is the eighth house. We've already explained what's in the eighth house. Got Sagittarius there. And then you have the good fortune. And good fortune is going to tell you a little story about everything, give clarity. So give me a second to pull it up. It'll be good fortune in the eighth house. But it's called part of fortune. When I first learned it, they called it good fortune, but now we call it part of fortune in the eighth house. Okay, so this person will be a walking testimonial to eighth house matters. So again, you have a free worksheet that shows you everything that's in the eighth house, because that person will be an eighth house a walking matter. And like I said, these are that Scorpion house really turns a lot of women on. They're really attracted to that Scorpion side, that bad boy, that mysterious side, kind of like seldom doesn't see him smile and all that stuff. And then you see that the nurturing side of the moon wants to help this person, think you could change this person. Or women are curious anyway, so they think they're gonna find something out, so they're following this person. All right. So we did the higher house, the higher self house, higher consciousness, house number 9. We did house number, and we also did the 10th house with Aquarius. And he's got number 17 that continues to show up in the 10th house. '17 means like a person meets their karmic debt and gets liberation, karmic liberation. And even you see the number 22 is 17, because Saturn can deal with karma. So you got the nurturing of Curious. Sagittarius could imply a profession of some type of enlightened person or teacher, helping out, some type of a creator or innovative, because that's what Aquarius means. Saturn just wants to set the rules straight. So Lilith in the 10th house, the Lilith energy, and Lilith is retrograde as well. But the Lilith energy will be an Aquarius energy. And it's going to use the Saturn, which, yeah, so this, like I said, I might have said this before. This is like a standard setter. Like, they actually set the standards on, like, something that's being created, something that's being uh, given to the public or other people, but they don't just create it, they also set the standards on it. So that's some type of administrator, even in regulations, possibly even quality control. Now, so I will complete this chart, but what I want to do before I look at a little more at the retrogrades. What happens with a guy like this, and this is why people should get more familiar with astrology, because you might look at a person externally, and you say, "Oh, that guy, he looks like this, he looks like that." But if you ever saw that chart, because this particular guy, the reason why it's easy for females to fall in love with him, and by love it could be just real strong desires, because he's got that Scorpion stuff going on, that eighth house stuff going on, that stuff that women can hardly resist because it's dark. Like I was saying before I went on pause, it's hidden, it's dark, and she's trying to figure it out because that's what women like to do. And then he's gonna be real good at making love. And see, when you got all that Virgo energy, like we're seeing in his chart, that only is gonna help when you make love. And then with that whole, he's got Pluto and Scorpio in the 7th house relationships. So not saying he's a player, but he's got all the potential. And then what happens with a woman, because he makes such good love and he's a good communicator and he likes to travel and he likes to do all the things that women like, she's saying, I gotta keep her. So that's what happens. But he may not, I'm not saying he's a player, he may be that way, he may not. But sometimes people have to just work, go through the process. Most people, they just jump into it, and then, oh, the sex is great, he's a great guy, this has got to be my twin, or whatever they're thinking, or this has got to be the person I want to be with right now, or whatever they're thinking, and they again jump into it, and then at some point they have to wake up to reality. And see, on the other chart, if you notice, now look at her Neptune, it's retrograde. Why? Because Neptune direct is an idealistic person, and then Neptune reverse is more like maybe they've been hurt before because they were too idealistic. Now maybe they're a little realistic, but it's still with Scorpio. It's still with that ninth house. Scorpio rules the ninth house. So, and they both got retrograde, so that has to be addressed as well. All right. So let's look at his retrogrades again. One, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. Retrograde in the 4th house again. So he's got some fail at 22. So he's got some twin soul family matters, his twin soul, and he's also got regular family uh, matters he would have to deal with in healing. But he doesn't really have a lot of retrogrades, which is a good thing. And your true north node that looks like a horseshoe, uh, it's always supposed to be retrograde, so you don't have to worry about that. And then he has Lilith in the 10th house. But what do we learn about Lilith? It's all about the desire to enlighten and share with the community around you. Uh, Saturn has some type of problem with. I'm not Saturn, but Lilith has some type of problem with that. I guess just make sure that the information you're sharing is beneficial and not hurtful or harmful. So those are the only retrogrades he's got. So nothing else I can say about that. Now he has Juno. Juno means he might find himself in a relationship with a Cancer or a Gemini or an Aries. So her Gemini is medium coeli, and her Aries is her sun sign. So that could be a possibility. Give me a moment. All right, I'm just looking at his chart. Now I did show how they have a soul connection. So, but like I said, that could be a soulmate. But he's a dynamic person. That's what I'm trying to say. That's how like women get knocked heads over heel. But that's why it's good to have astrology charts and know. I mean, just so you know, so you don't get hurt, so you don't start thinking solely with feelings and not thinking about what's really going on. And if you notice in his ninth house, you got 18, which is 666, which is like love. 666, that six number. Like 777 is perfect balance. 666 is like perfect love, or so you got the ninth house, medium coeli. See, his true north node is Sagittarius, and Sagittarius rules the ninth house, and your true north node is Sagittarius. He has Neptune in his ninth house, which is ruled by Sagittarius, and you have Neptune. So, but I would not just see the reason why I'm saying this, because people come into your life for a reason. See, you may have come into his life to as his medium coeli, but usually medium coeli, they can still be a lover or a soulmate, but they usually come to teach you some type of lesson. Like when you see medium coeli in the ninth house, that's usually somebody that came into your life or whatever to kind of teach you a lesson, to show you something. And that's what I'm seeing. Because I'm not really seeing anything that would be saying that that's your soulmate or your twin soul. They could be a soulmate, but they're not your twin soul. They're not the twin soul. They're not that one. And where your your Juno is in, your, probably your ninth house. which means you will probably end up in a relationship with either a Taurus, which is his ascendant, a Sagittarius, which is his true north node, or a Libra. And his vertex cross says you would meet somebody in the sixth house where Libra is. So really, that's as far as I can go. That's what it'll look like. You're his medium coeli. If anything, you would be his medium coeli. And again, if we had his time, that would make a difference because I might be able to see more if we had the correct time. But other than that, definitely a soul connection, definitely. But it just seems to me like you're his medium coeli. Now, I will check one thing because your mentor doesn't necessarily have to be older than you. They just may be more experienced than you in whatever area, or you might be dealing with an old soul. An old soul could be younger than you, but they're still got way more wisdom because they're an old soul in that regard. So I'm just gonna look at the age. So give me a moment. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not always. I'm just saying, but a medium quality can sometimes be older than the person because they're teaching you something. So that could be the case. So if I had to say, I would say you're probably his medium quelly, and you're both working on Sagittarius energy, which is higher self energy. But that happens. What I'm saying, when people on that twin flame journey, other people may come in your life to kind of help you on that journey, and there's still transmissions and stuff like that and dreams, because it's a big soul family. A soul family is not small. Everything goes back to source. So that's why I said, if you really want to be honest, everybody's really a soul group because everything goes back to source at some point. But you do have some people that come into your life and stuff like that. If you've ever been out of town, it was just creepy. You go out of town and you bump into somebody, or you know somebody's looking at you and all that. Why they looking at me and all that? Just strange stuff. That's because that's a soul connection. Like I know that happens to a lot of people I know, and that's happened to me so many times. So even though you and that person don't talk physically, or y'all just make eye contact, or whatever, you're sharing information. Even if you know that person's there and they're not even aware that you're looking at them, but you're way out of, like, it's just weird because that's some type of soul connection, like they don't understand. So what it looks like is you're that medium quelly, and his ninth house, you're both working off a Sagittarius energy, and y'all have Neptune, y'all have dream telepathy and dream things going on. All right. If anybody else is interested in these services, you should see out here I have the services offer list in the description box. Plus, a lot of people sometimes will contact me for just other things that I do because I do a lot of research. So anything like that, you can always ask if you don't know, and all the information is in the description box below. God bless.